Hi there, it's Lullaby and here I am for my first Q&A. So I asked on One Army Facebook group which questions people wanted to ask me, and I had 20 questions asked, so this is gonna be a long and difficult video to edit. But yeah, I wanted to make it right now so that all the questions people could ask in the beginning of my YouTube career were answered to, and here it goes. Question 1. What kind of videos do you make? So I started my channel actually making gaming videos in French, since French is my mother tongue. But I deleted all the videos because at the time I was 16 and they were ridiculous. Then I made a few piano covers, one of which is an original song I composed, so you can check them out. I have a playlist called Lullaby Covers. And by the way, I plan on making a piano cover of a BTS medley. I asked people which songs I could include in the medley, and I'm still working on it since it's a difficult process to mix different songs together. So yeah, I also made montages and projects for my Facebook group called Echelon Brothers and Sisters, which is a group of fans of the band 30 Seconds to Mars. One of the members is Jared Leto, a very famous actor. I also publish all the videos I filmed at concerts to which I went, but now I want to create my own content, so I made one tutorial for a hair product and a few montages of my travel to London and a montage of my dog for her second birthday, which was in Christmas. Now I'm starting to make reaction videos, especially to K-pop, since it was most suggested that I start with K-pop. And I'm planning on more videos of that kind, along with a few podcasts about videos and topics which I'm interested in. Question 2. How did you get into K-pop? So I first was a fan of J-pop and J-rock. When I was a teen, I was a huge fan of Japan, anime and manga. But then I found about K-pop through Big Bang, Girls' Generation, the very legendary Sorry Sorry by Super Junior, and the Wonder Girls' famous Nobody. But I really got into it recently after finding BTS Blood, Sweat and Tears video, which really got me into it because I was amazed by it, and I searched for other bands from that. Question 3. What other groups do you like? So I love Blackpink, of course. Lisa is my bias. 17 with Jonghan being my bias and June my bias wrecker. NCT Taeyong is my bias. EXO my bias being Xiumin. And I recently got into Mamamoo after reacting to them. So you can find the reaction videos on my channel, playlist being Lullaby Reacts, free promo. And Mamamoo, my bias would be Hwasa, but Solar is my bias wrecker. Question 4. Who is your BTS bias and bias wrecker? Jimin is my ultimate bias, which means he's my bias of all the K-pop groups that I like. He's a precious mochi, he's amazing, he's beautiful. V is my bias wrecker. Do you openly tell people that you like K-pop? I'm not ashamed at all of speaking up about my passions, and that includes K-pop or any kind of music that I like. I even wore a BTS hoodie that I have when I went to work. And since I'm a teacher, a few students noticed my hoodie and mentioned that they also like BTS. So we got to share that passion for a few minutes. And yeah, so I'm not ashamed at all of talking about what I like. Question 6 and question 7, I'm gonna answer at the same time because the answer is the same. What BTS song made you cry, and what is your favorite BTS song? Same answer for both questions. It's Jimin's song Lie. It's a really deep and meaningful song that really touched me, and since he's my bias, the fact that I learned about his insecurities and his health issues, the fact that he sometimes barely eats and trains a lot until he pushes his body to his limits, it really has a huge meaning, and it implies how he feels through that song. So it really made me emotional and made me relate to how he feels. And yeah, it was a song that really touched me, and it will always be, I think, my favorite BTS song so far. Did you ever get bullied for having this kind of interest, liking K-pop, and how did you deal with it? So yes, I was bullied, not specifically about K-pop, but when I was a kid and a teen, I liked video games and wrestling, and I loved rock music and Japanese culture, which had me called lame and weird. And I know how it feels to be told that something you love is upsetting to others because they don't like it personally, but I just learned to embrace my passions and tell myself that the way they acted shouldn't tell me what I can or can't love, and I can just stop liking something because other people are being a-holes about it. So when people are rude and bullying others for what they like, which doesn't harm anyone, it tells more about them than it does about the people they're hating on. So I learned to handle it and teach my own students as a teacher to accept and respect other people's tastes and choices and identities, because spreading hatred and rudeness doesn't make you gain anything, and it's much more rewarding to be nice to people and thus deserving other people being nice to you. Question 9. Do people close to you have an opinion on your love for K-pop or anything related? What is their opinion and how do you deal with it? So of course, I told people around me that I love K-pop. I showed a few videos to them. My parents, for example, were first bothered by it because I play the same songs on repeat in order to know the lyrics, but my mom started to like it and listens to them too now. She doesn't really remember the names or the titles of the songs, but she still likes it. Though my dad is literally groaning whenever I play a song like Don't Wanna Cry by 17, which I played 5 times in a row, and it really bothered him. So he was like, stop it. But they're still really nice about it. My cousin also got into it, and she even planned on coming with me to a BTS concert in Paris, but we couldn't get a ticket by the time it was sold out. It was crazy at the time. So yeah. And a friend of mine who I showed a BTS video mentioned the same remarks as people who don't know much about K-pop, about how they look like girls or how they were gay and stuff like that. But when I spoke up about how I felt about her remarks, she was really open about it and nice. She's a great person. So she learned better and she grew out of it. And she doesn't have anything against them or against LGBT people at all. So she even said their voices were great, and she finds Korean to be a great language. So yeah, people around me generally have a neutral or positive opinion about K-pop, which is cool. Question 10. Name one thing you find attractive about each member of BTS. So I think I can't name just one thing, I'll have to explain. Of course, starting with Jimin, who's my bias. He's absolutely gorgeous, he's an angel, he's very kind and sweet to everyone, so that makes him incredibly attractive. V is very pretty, his voice is breathtaking, low and soft at the same time, and he literally has the face of an anime character with the mind of a playful child. So he's really adorable when he acts like a child, and that's super cute. Jin, obviously worldwide handsome, and he has a very soft voice, he sings very well, and he's really sweet. Jungkook is talented on many things. He can do anything basically. His voice is precious, his dancing skills, his visuals, his abs, of course, his muscles, he's really muscly and strong. And of course, he's also nice and respectful and kind to everyone, even to staff. He helped people a lot, so that makes him even more attractive, even if he didn't have muscles. So RM, best leader, super kind and talented at writing, and his dimples and voice are very specific to his personality and his style. So he has his own style, which makes him attractive, even if some people don't find him as pretty and handsome as other members or other groups. Suga is an amazing rapper and songwriter. He's very super deep into his art and pours out his soul in every song that he works on. So he's very strong in his art, and it's mesmerizing to watch him work. Even if he's a little darker than the others, he's super kind and he's still a very nice person. So he's super attractive on that. And finally, J-Hope. He's super funny and adorable. He's bubbly. He has a lot of energy all the time. He's a sunshine of the band, and that's what makes him irreplaceable and amazing. Question 11. What is the last BTS song you listened to? It's Jimin's Promise. So the last one that came out, I love it. It's so soothing and relaxing and adorable. He wrote it himself, as I've heard, and it's precious and shows how talented he is because it's just guitar voice and it's amazing. Did BTS change your life and how? They didn't change my life on the first sense of it. Another band did, 30 Seconds to Mars, when I was a teenager, and I think BTS made me open up to the Korean culture and made me meet beautiful people, part of the army. They were all of all ages, origins and opinions, and that's something that changes someone, to meet people of many different opinions and views who share the same passion, and the music is now becoming such a worldwide phenomenon that so many people are getting touched by, and by the messages, their values, the way they fight and campaign for very important issues, social issues like bullying and violence. And they're amazing human beings, and I'm sure that they will change not only people's lives within the army, but the world and the way people view other cultures. Question 13. What do you think about people saying that BTS or other K-pop groups are not manly, handsome, or are overrated? Can you prove that those people are wrong? I think those people have kind of primitive views of gender and norms, and they aren't open-minded to other cultures, because in Korea it's normal for boys to wear makeup and be pretty and be careful about how they dress or have traits that are viewed as feminine in Western culture. And I think it's a great thing that they express themselves regardless of sexism, even if there's still sexism in Asia, obviously. But I think that people have the right not to find them attractive or not to like the music, but it's not okay to demean and belittle them because you don't like them and because of how unmanly they look, because it shows that you're fueling sexism and even homophobia in some instances, which is sad and really not something that you can gain from or that's going to help anyone grow or be happy in life. So I think that accepting that men don't have to be manly, don't have to be badass, don't have to be muscly to be beautiful and to deserve respect is something that most people need to learn and grow out of. Question 14. Compared to other men, what does BTS have that they don't? I think it's the same thing for many K-pop groups. They have many different talents within one person. They can all dance, sing or rap, sometimes all three at the same time. Sometimes people like RM or Suga from BTS can write and compose songs and produce them. Sometimes members of 17, for example, Hoshi, who choreographed their own dance moves, who create their own music videos and produce them. People like V, who are good at photography. People like Jungkook, who are good at making little films, who are very muscly, who are sportive. People like Jimin, who can do contemporary dance or tumbling and acrobatic. They all are very lucky to be famous thanks to their talents that they worked on, obviously. They worked really hard to get to where they are. It wasn't just given to them, and they deserved it. And becoming such a huge phenomenon, they're still humble about it and grateful to their fans, and they're not getting arrogant or rude about it to people who aren't as famous as them. They treat their fans and the staff and the other K-pop groups with a lot of respect, and they don't act like they're superstars, even if they are actually superstars. So they stay down on earth, and I think that many people wouldn't be like that if they were as famous as BTS or other K-pop bands that are becoming famous now. Question 15. What is special about ARMY? So ARMY is obviously, as you know, composed of people from many ages, many religions, opinions, and they coexist very well. There's not much drama, even when people disagree. They show respect and kindness to each other. And every ARMY I met personally or talked to was very nice and sweet and respectful and open-minded, even if we didn't agree, which means that we all learned from BTS their values, their fight against bullying and violence, their messages of love or self-love, friendship, kindness. And I think that's amazing that so many people were touched by that band, which is why ARMY is so special, because not everyone can understand those values and be part of this kind of family. Question 16. Did you buy any K-pop merch? Yes, I bought a BTS hoodie with Jimin's name and birth year on the back, since we both born in 95. I also bought a Jimin mask, a Jimin necklace, a little Jimin makeup bag, an ARMY necklace that I customized with the Belgian flag, and a Xiumin badge, because not everything has to be of Jimin. Do you have a boyfriend? The question 17. Simple and short answer, no, I don't have a boyfriend yet. 18. What do you think about idols dating? So I think they should have the freedom to date whoever they want and to be themselves, because they're human beings, and if they find someone they love, they should have the right to love them and to be happy with them and spend time with them without it having to be another idol, or without fangirls going crazy or getting mad about it. And I find it very sad that the culture they live in keeps them from having that freedom and from being happy. And it's sad that sometimes they have to hide their relationships or even their friendships so they don't get in trouble or get rumors about them spread around and told that they're womanizers or that they're sluts. And I found that really sad and rude to them as human beings. Question 19. Would you date an idol? If you could, why or why not? And who would it be? Of course, I mean, who would say no to that when you see how many amazing, hot and kind and talented and sweet and beautiful idols are? I mean, obviously Jimin would be the one I'd want to date, as he's my ultimate bias. He's so kind and understanding and talented and nice and funny. And of course, if there was a possibility, if I learned Korean, if I met him, if something could happen, of course I would want it to happen. But it's something that rarely ever happens, something that's most likely never gonna happen. unless you're really, really lucky, as lucky as BTS, maybe. But yeah, it's something that would be really interesting. And last little question, 20, would you date an Asian guy and why? Of course, I would. I don't mind one's race or ethnicity or religion or any type of identity at all. Even their gender doesn't matter as long as they're kind and respectful, as long as they're an understanding person, as I like them. I'd like anyone, I'd date anyone from any origin. It's not something that blocks me at all. So yeah. So yeah, that was my first Q&A. If you have more questions about me, about BTS, about other K-pop groups, about 30 Seconds to Mars, about my videos, anything, comment them down below and I might record another Q&A soon enough. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye.